Hello there, YouTube. Devin here again. Sorry I haven't put out a video in a while. I have been transitioning in my new job for training and all the other good stuff, which will take 6 weeks, so stuff's kind of few and far between until then, because I'm getting up at a little after midnight most days, and I'm working until around noon, so the rest of my time is pretty much wasted eating and sleeping and trying to adjust to this new sleep schedule. So thank you for bearing with me. That's why the videos have been kind of intermittent, and why I haven't been on the Discord a lot is because I'm sleeping or working. So, but that'll change here once I get out of training, just so you guys know. Also, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that other good jazz to everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Festivus, all that other good stuff to all and everyone. Today I have a new entrenching tool to show you. It's not new to me or even new to the channel, but it's new to this playlist. And we're gonna cut something with it. We're gonna see how nice it is and how it works and everything. And that is the US M51 entrenching tool, and I have its cover. Now this entrenching tool, a lot of people have been asking me where I got one and stuff. They're not all that hard to find. They are kind of expensive. They did not replace the M43 entrenching tool. That's widely believed that just because this is the newer model, that it replaced the M43 entrenching tool. Not true. This is actually much heavier than the M43 entrenching tool that obviously came out in World War II. You can see it in the later stages of World War II. It's the folding entrenching tool. This did not replace that with the infantry or anything like that. This would have been given to like engineers and other stuff like that. Usually you find these on vehicles and stuff as well. Things like that, of that nature. You see them kind of mixed in with other things. It would not fully replace the M43. There was a lot of variables that would determine whether you would get one of these or an M43. Because this is a much heavier shovel than the M43, and it's designed to do kind of some different stuff. So we'll take it out of its cover here now, and we'll take a look at it. Its cover is basically the same as the M43, with a couple added extra features. It's still just canvas. It has little leather reinforcements so the blade doesn't cut at the canvas. It has a spot right here to put a M1910 hook style attachment, and this little cover for your bayonet, actually. So you hook your bayonet onto your entrenching tool cover, which I thought was a pretty cool feature. It's just secured with one little snap, and it has all these little leather reinforcements in it to keep it from wearing down. So the stamp on the back is going to be probably kind of hard to read, but there's the stamp right there. This one's in really good shape. Nice Alice clips on it, everything like that. Steel reinforcements, rivets to help keep its shape and everything. It's a pretty well designed entrenching tool cover. The entrenching tool itself right here is pretty neat. As you can see, it's still in the dark olive green or olive drab number 7 color that was present when this came out during the Korean War. 4 big heavy rivets to hold the blade on. The blade is an actual spade now. As you can see, it's not a geometric shape or a rounded shape. It's kind of went back to that 1910 style of blade from the M43, which was kind of a more square to point shape. It's not rounded, it's not an actual spade on the M43. But this tool has some other cool things going for it. It works pretty much just like the M43, but it also has a mattock on it, or a pickaxe type tool as well on the backside that you can either leave folded down or use in conjunction or work. This is going to have all the same benefits of the M43 entrenching tool. It's just going to be a little bit different to use. So if you wanted to use just the mattock, you could have that sticking straight out at a 90-degree angle, and then you could put the screw lock back in place. You could have it all the way out to use it as like a mine probe or something like that, or you could leave it all the way folded down and not use it at all. You could have the shovel blade fixed at a 90-degree angle, or all of the way out. You could have the shovel blade at a 90-degree angle and the pick mattock at a 90-degree angle. So you could have this as a very good entrenching tool or fortification tool. It's a very versatile shovel. So this one happens to be made by sorry, excuse me. Made by Ames in 1967, so it's actually a very late one. These would continue to be used quite a long time. You see them kind of in reference in some pictures and stuff. Into the 80s and 90s, actually, these entrenching tools. Mostly, like I said, on vehicles again. But shortly after this exact shovel was made, it would have been kind of largely replaced with the trifold entrenching tool that everyone is so famous with. I don't really like the trifold entrenching tool. I think this is a much cooler, much heavier, much more robust design, and it really is. This thing's got some wallop and some heft to it. Once again, like I said, came out in 1951 during the Korean War out of a need for a larger engineering and fortification tool. This is bigger than the M43 entrenching tool by a few inches. It's definitely heavier. The blade on this thing is incredibly thick. As you can see, it doesn't have any like reinforcement ribs or anything in it in the blade like the M43 does, because it's just made out of much thicker steel. It is a very, very heavy blade on this shovel. It's just really overbuilt. So what we're going to do now is we're going to test out the chopping power of this, because if you can imagine, if you cleaved somebody, if you got a really big choke up on this shovel and you hit somebody with this, you'd probably pretty easily kill them. This thing's got some weight to it. It kind of swings more like an axe than a sword, like most shovels do, but this thing is just so dense and so heavy that it could really, really do some damage. And obviously you have this big spike too if you drove that into somebody. But we're gonna hit something cool with it, and what I got here today on the chopping block is a pretty old, kind of squishy alligator pear, or that's an avocado to a lot of you. And we're just gonna see, what this does from a distance. I'm just gonna let gravity do all the work. We're gonna see how good this thing can cleave. Hopefully I don't hit the stone in the middle or the pit or whatever you want to call it. And we'll get right to it here. So hopefully I don't mess up my cutting board too much either, just like the last one. I think I hit the stone. But yeah, that's for just having gravity do that. It's already a pretty big cut. So let's see if I can control this a little more and give it a bit more. Yeah, with gravity that just kind of cleaved right through it. No problems at all. This is a really weighty, really heavy shovel, so I could kind of understand that. Oh, it also actually just kind of grazed part of the stone off too, which is kind of interesting just from gravity because of how heavy this thing is. It didn't feel like it met that much resistance or anything either. This is still a pretty fresh avocado. It's a little past what I would want to eat it at, but yeah, it chipped off some of the stone even. So with just gravity, that's how overbuilt this shovel is and how heavy it really, really is. Because an avocado stone's not the hardest thing in the world, but if you've ever hit one with your knife, it's kind of hard to cut through one. But so hopefully you enjoyed this video and you enjoy this type of thing. This is actually probably one of my favorite entrenching tools, and if you don't have one, you should try to find one. This is a great thing, especially if you live in the north or a place that has winter, or if you have an unreliable car. This is a pretty good thing to have. You can use this for a lot of stuff. Digging your car out of the ditch, removing snow. It's just good to have a handy little shovel around. And I don't normally keep this one in my car, but I do keep an entrenching tool in my car because it's just a smart thing to have at all times. You never know what you could need to do with it. If you need it, it's an emergency frying pan. Like I said, it's an axe to cut firewood. It's a shovel to dig your way out. The only limits of an entrenching tool are your imagination. It's a boat paddle, it's a boat anchor, it's a grappling hook, it's a melee weapon, it's a frying pan, it's a shovel, it's a pickaxe, it's a regular axe. It's whatever you want it to be. So that's a really, really good thing to have. And I'm really, really glad that I got this one, and an Ames one, and one that's dated so late, actually, which makes it kind of even more interesting. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you subscribe if you like this sort of thing, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and you all have a merry holiday season and all that other good stuff. I'm hoping videos will resume to a normal schedule here before too long and all that other good jazz. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to clean up all this other stuff and probably take some nibbles out of this avocado, and get ready for my Christmas today. So thank you all for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, all that other good jazz, and I will see all of you here in the future. Bye-bye now.